Hey, welcome back to Shadow Banned, Demonetized, 100% viewer-supported, high-impact flicks. John Fetterman is off to a smooth start.
And we should all support replacing the lead pipes and ensuring that everyone has clean, safe, clean drinking water.
What the hell did you just say?
Clean drinking work.
We definitely want to make sure that we have clean, safe drinking work.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
And we're going to talk about the Chinese balloon that was shot down over the ocean, according to the Counterfeit News Network.
99 red balloons go by.
Roll the intro.
Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it.
All right, before we get to the balloon story, Miami just unveiled a new graphically designed cruiser that's supposed to tell black people, hey, we care about you.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police.
I'm not going to play the rest of this because it's probably copyrighted, but they got the Black History Month police cruiser, and I made this little meme right here. It's going to look so good as they protect and serve the you-know-what out of people. And I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're brown. I don't care if you're yellow. What do the police excel at doing? Protecting and serving the crud out of you. Another thing I wanted to show you, apparently dumpster diving is becoming popular in Austin, Texas. And I don't see why people have a problem with this. I used to dumpster dive myself. We were hitting hard times around, what was it, about 2003 to about 2005. And we would go behind the Trader Joe's in Palmdale, California, and we dumpster dove a lot. And you talk about some really good quality food that they were just throwing out. But let's take a look at this. It's unbelievable to me that these stores actually throw this out and don't just have this, a store where they got racks of food and people can come in and just get whatever they want. Looks like everybody's getting along, and that's good to see. Oh, it looks like the cops are moving them along. Let's go ahead and talk about this balloon issue here. They tell us, yesterday they told us that the Chinese spy satellite balloon was hovering over missile silos in Montana. That was yesterday. Today, the Counterfeit News Network is going to tell us, well, the Pentagon waited until this balloon, this spy satellite, Chinese spy satellite balloon, made its way over the ocean. And that's when they opened fire on it, so that when it dropped to the ground, it wouldn't hit anybody.
Warren, what more are you learning? I understand you were just listening to officials explain how all of this went down. What more can you tell us?
Well, the planning for this moment that played out just an hour and a half ago that we saw on our screen started on Wednesday when President Joe Biden gave the authorization to shoot down this Chinese balloon as soon as possible. Defense Department officials immediately got to work and determined there was too great a risk to people and property to shoot it down over the continental United States. So they waited as the wind took it out over the ocean when it was decided that that was the opportunity to shoot this down. And that's what we...
So they waited till the wind took it out over the ocean. But take a look at this, because they were tracking where it left from mainland China all the way till it got to Montana. Check out this video right here.
We now know pretty well what the track of this balloon was. It started in China using prevailing winds, but also with some capacity to maneuver itself.
How does the news know how to track this? And it was over the ocean for a long time, and we didn't see it coming and entering Alaskan airspace? We didn't see it. It was over the Pacific Ocean. NORAD couldn't have picked this up and shot it down over the ocean before it got over land. Something's a little strange around here.
It came close to the Aleutian Islands, over Alaska, through Canada, into the United States, and then it hovered.
So the news can track this specifically where it was, but the military-industrial complex, which is supposed to be looking out for national security, didn't do that and intercept it before it got over the ground.
Over the missile fields, the ICBM missile fields in Montana, where the Americans keep their Minuteman III strategic nuclear missiles.
Montana. It was hovering, they say, over the nuclear missile silos. So it went from being over Montana. Remember, the jet stream is going from west to east, not east to west. And I know that they can change their altitude and all that kind of stuff and go back over the, kind of take advantage of prevailing winds. Apparently, this thing was hovering at 60,000 feet, which is 10,000 feet above what fighter jets do. And that's why they supposedly launched this missile at them. Listen to this.
We saw the U.S. Air Force launched F-22s out of Langley, supported by F-15s from another location, as well as other aircraft such as tankers. To shoot this down, it was an F-22 that fired an AIM-9 Sidewinder missile, a single shot at the Chinese balloon that took it down. The aircraft itself was flying at about 58,000 feet, according to a senior defense official. The balloon varying between 60 and 65,000 feet, so at incredibly high altitude. That one shot took the balloon down, and it crashed into the waters below, as we saw some of the videos coming out from eyewitnesses. This was an operation which we saw building up to it.
So he said that it went out over the ocean.
So they waited as the wind took it out over the ocean when it was decided that that was the opportunity to shoot this down. And
what ocean is it over? Since yesterday it was in Montana. Listen to this.
And we know also that this balloon has since maneuvered, so it can move itself both up and down to catch different air currents and left and right. So it's not completely random. It's a pretty big thing too. These balloons are fairly large, and this balloon is always being measured according to the proverbial three buses, the three London buses. And in fact, the three buses refers to the width of the balloon and the width of the gondola underneath the balloon, which is where all the solar panels are and the intelligence gathering equipment. But it's the size of these things that makes them quite interesting.
They let intelligence gathering equipment from a foreign nation hover over missile silos in Montana.
Quite difficult to shoot down. In August 1998, the British, Canadian and American Air Forces failed to shoot down a rogue meteorological balloon that was over the Arctic and was a threat to civilian air traffic, and they couldn't get it down. The Canadians pumped over 1,000 cannon shells into the thing, and it still put lots of holes in it, did not deflate it enough to bring it down. So they're not as easy to shoot down as people imagine, and they're not as combustible as people imagine. The other thing that's interesting about this is the question of the altitude. The height at which it was moving. It was moving at about 60,000 feet. Now, the heights that are normally considered important are civilian air traffic. That goes at about between 30 and 40,000 feet. Not many civilian airliners ever go above 40,000 feet. Jets, fighter jets, they tend to go at 50,000 feet. They can go to 50,000 feet. I have to say they don't perform terribly well above 40,000 feet because the air is too thin.
And so that's why they say they shot this AIM-9 missile. Now, just in case you're wondering about an AIM-9 missile, the cost of each one of those things, at least the latest data that I saw, was $381,069 American taxpayer dollars. The AIM-9 Sidewinder is a short-range air-to-air missile which entered service in the U.S. in 1956 and subsequently was adopted by the U.S. Air Force. So it's an older technology that they used to deploy against the Chinese surveillance balloon.
The aircraft itself was flying at about 58,000 feet, according to a senior defense official. The balloon varying between 60 and 65,000 feet, so at incredibly high altitude. That one shot took the balloon down, and it crashed into the waters below, as we saw some of the videos coming out from eyewitnesses. This was an
And of course, I believe everything about this story. I believe everything the Pentagon says because they would never lie to us. I believe everything ABC, CBS, CNN, Fake Stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media tells us. I believe everything that I'm seeing about it on social media. Everything that we see, don't question it, because everything that you're getting, especially if you're getting from the press secretary, from the Biden administration, is 100% true and accurate. No need to fact check this, guys.
Operation which we saw building up to it, the shutdown of U.S. airspace for several hours before this, as well as the ground stop on airports right along the coast there. So the U.S. working in coordination with the FAA and other agencies to make this happen. The culmination of the Chinese balloon that the Pentagon says was a spy balloon that they tracked across the country.
So they say right here, the U.S. military shot the suspected Chinese surveillance balloon over the Atlantic Ocean off the eastern seaboard of the United States. How did that balloon... I mean, how fast is the jet stream? Can it make that? Because yesterday it was in Montana. Late afternoon, it was in Montana, supposedly. And now they just shot it down over the Atlantic Ocean. How much of this do you guys think is true? Whose balloon do you think it was? Do you think it was actually a balloon up there? And if it was somebody's other than China's, why do you think it was up there? What was it doing? Is it a big deal that they gather data since we have satellites everywhere supposedly gathering data from different nations? Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through the website, highimpactflix.com. And I got a couple new designs in the store for the next 5 days. Shipping is free. So grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting design that you can put on any shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up.
Man, this stuff's so good. People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love.
Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.